Allow me to speak.
Yes, Sifuna.
Allow me to speak. I have never claimed to be a tax expert.
Yeah.
But Owen Baya cannot lecture me about honesty. You have put a very simple question to these two gentlemen here this morning.
Yeah.
If this proposal comes to the floor of the House, will you vote for it or no? They should give you a simple answer. Hii kizungu mingi, it shows you the dishonesty. I have heard members of parliament, Trevor, argue against a bill during debate. And I'll give the clearest example. Unfortunately, my friend Harwale is not here. When we were debating the water bill, he actually stood up and he said it is time we need to push back against these unconstitutional bills that are coming to the Senate, bills that are taking back devolved functions or clawing back on devolution. At the point of voting, Khalwale voted for that bill. And it happens with this gentleman. What Kagusha will not tell you, I had proposed sometime on this show that when it comes to voting on critical bills like finances or like taxation, if you want to tax the avocado farm, let that vote be taken in Mukurweini, not here in Nairobi. Because when he's here, he feels very safe. What he's calling populist politics. You are a representative of the people. I remember asking, are you sure that the people of your constitution or your constituency want this bill to be passed in the manner that it is? And they said yes, because they want roads and so on and so forth. On the ground, it's different. Because I speak to members of parliament, even from the region. One of them is a very close friend of mine, and she said her mother has one avocado tree. One. She's been selling these, and it produces avocados maybe once or twice a year. And that is what she knows. She's being told that she needs to register on eTIMS for this one avocado tree so that she can sell her horticulture. This is the implication of a vote you took. It is not populism for you to get to the ground and then realize that you did not represent your people. You represented your boss, the president, who told you you must pass this bill. This constitution, Trevor, requires me as an elected legislator to, number one, consider, debate, then pass a law. You must consider it. I'll give you the example. We are talking about bread here. Did these two gentlemen, for instance, consider the implications of passing the Sugar Act in the manner in which they passed it? The Sugar Act is currently before the Senate. These two gentlemen passed a law that imposes a 4% tax on imported sugar, industrial sugar. Industrial sugar is what is used in producing of bread. When they passed it, did they consider the implication on the prices of bread? Did they consider the prices, the implication on the prices of confectionaries? Everything that is used in production, industrial sugar is used in production, including beverages, including confectionaries, all of those things. There's going to be a cost implication. When Owen Baya argues against input VAT and manufacturers claiming, you should also listen to the manufacturers themselves who are telling you that if they are able to claim back the input VAT, that benefit is passed to the consumer. And that, in fact, if they are not able to claim that input VAT, it will be claimed directly from the consumer. There is that argument as well. So let us not be hypocritical. The truth of the matter is, the members of parliament of the majority side, first of all, Trevor, you saw us as the minority side in the Senate complaining that debate has been stifled. Parliament is a house of debate because Kenyans want to know what is your position on this avocado tax and why are you supporting it? You must be able to explain to the public. When you're speaking in parliament, you're not just addressing your colleagues or the speaker. You are addressing your constituents for them to understand why you're supporting a particular position. And we have seen a very big clawback on that debating space in parliament because the dishonesty is there. People know that this is something that is unpopular. They don't want to be seen on TV actually supporting it. Number two, they don't have any justification for why they are supporting certain proposals and why they are opposing it. So I'll give you an example. He has said that at the third stage of reading, the chair of the committee of the whole allows debate. At least maybe it happens in the National Assembly. In the Senate, it doesn't happen. We had a big fight when we were during the third reading of this affordable housing bill. These are common sense proposals that were put on the table by the members of the minority. Yeah. Senator Okongo Mogeni proposed that, for instance, we exempt people who have a subsisting mortgage from this levy. That a person who is only has 5 years remaining to statutory retirement, should be exempt. That somebody who is aged over 50 years and is engaged in informal business activities should be exempt. They did not allow debate on this. In fact, during the second reading, would you believe it, on an important bill like this, we were limited to 4 minutes to debate a bill like this. And Trevor, let me tell you where the problem is. One of the leaders told me, Sifuna, you know, we are gifted differently. There are people who can debate for 20 minutes, there are others who cannot, and we should try and shield those ones who cannot debate. And I was asking myself, you chose a job that involves debating. That is the description, that's the job description. Yeah. If you know you cannot, why don't you be an accountant somewhere who just sits and inputs numbers in a computer? Yeah. You chose parliament. You cannot inconvenience those of us who have things to say, because we represent a larger number of people. In fact, the largest housing projects, Trevor, are being undertaken in Nairobi. And the people speaking about it, you will hear some members of parliament from some places where I know for a fact there are no houses going to be built. Yeah. They are the ones hogging all the space, and they don't want the senator for Nairobi to debate and actually lay the problem on the table from all the people that I represent. So the dishonesty is not on our part. I have never claimed to be a tax expert, but I am an honest member of parliament. You can ask me today if this bill comes to the floor of the House, how will I vote? I can tell you now, I will vote no. And I have the reasons, because Kenyans are overburdened. All these taxes, and by the way, Honorable Baya, you guys should be able to tell your party leaders the truth. Yeah. Because you see, I see this debate even in these matters of the AU, they're saying, oh, now Raila is gone, there will be no opposition for Ruto in 2022. Ruto's opponent, 2027. Ruto's opponent in 2027 are not in the leadership. They are in those people you lied to about creating jobs. They are the people in this middle class that you have imposed all. Let me finish. Let me finish. You will speak.
It's 2 against 1.
You will speak. Those people you have levied SHIF, those people you have added VAT on fuel to, all those people that you want to pay housing levy, those are the biggest opponents of the Kenya Kwanza administration in 2027. Any person, any Kenyan, will beat Ruto. Because in 2027, these Kenyans who are talking to us are telling us they are not going to look for a clever mouth. They are not looking for the smartest politician. They are not looking for the one with the most money. They are looking for somebody with empathy, that you can actually listen to the people. If the avocado farmers are telling you that our industry now, the one tree that I have, there is no justification for you to levy this tax on me, you should be able to listen to them. So when you see these proposals coming, it is not as if Ruto is deaf. He knows that the people are suffering. They have cried in his ear. He is just a person who has no empathy, and he doesn't care what you think. He will impose tax on bread. The milk one, I can assure you, Trevor, it is coming. The tax on oxygen is coming in the next 2 years. You will see.
And we look at the housing, the debate on the Senate will come to